Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dee and Chris show.
Hello.
Well, we are here tonight to talk about a few topics from today that we have seen. One, we will start with President Trump.
Really trying to get away from the topic, but it's just surrounds everybody. So it's kind of inevitable.
One of the things that I saw today was, of course, on social media. It was where there were protesters, and of course, everyone nowadays, has their trusty cell phone with cameras. This female was protesting with a group, and she pulled her skirt up, was bare butt, held on to I think it was a telephone pole.
Yes.
Light pole.
A light pole or street lamp, yeah.
And began to urinate on the President Trump sign. After people were standing around watching her, she then continues to just finish urinating, picks up the sign and smears the urine into it with her hand.
Still with her skirt hiked up.
Yes, of course, we had to have that. So, my question is, what does everyone feel that these protests have accomplished? It's not going to take Trump out of presidency.
Results are still the same.
They haven't changed. We looked.
Yeah, definitely haven't changed.
Again, last night we kind of talked about this.
Well, I think taking a leak on his sign crosses the line between demonstration and lunacy.
Well, she clearly looked like she was not all there.
Talk about driving home a point.
This is our president. And I think a lot of things that I have seen, people should really start watching themselves because, it's kind of, some of these things are actually leading to the point of
treason.
And we're the ones that are going to make our country fail if we keep this up. That's my belief.
There's a lack of either morality or, I don't know. It's one thing to dislike who the president is and keep your opinions to yourself or even voice your opinions. That's perfectly fine. But still, you have to respect the office. Respect it for what it is. Respect him for what he does. Respect the fact that he's the ruler of our nation.
But most importantly, I feel that we need to respect one another. And I feel that the demonstrations are doing nothing but causing violence and hatred towards each other. We are Americans. We are of the United States of America. We are one. We are, and this division is just ridiculous. It is something that's, why have wars between ourselves when there's wars, that we don't even want to have, that we're involved in overseas? Why have it amongst our own people right here in the United States?
Brings up a good point. There was another one that was online this afternoon as well. This was an older gentleman that was stopped at an intersection and dragged out of his car by like four, I don't know, let's say they were probably in their early to mid-20s, dragged him out of his car and beat him, took turns beating him as he was trying to get back in his car. And you also see the people holding their phones recording it. not helping him. They're kind of snickering and recording it.
And the reason they beat him was why?
He was a Trump supporter. He had Trump stickers in his window. So then, after they beat him to a pulp, they steal his car. One of the guys steals his car, and it's recorded him, the guy who stole the vehicle, driving away as the old man is running, and eventually latches onto the driver's window, and he gets dragged through the intersection as the car is making a left through the intersection.
Okay, so here's my question. You can like Trump or you can not like Trump. But when I hear stories like this, everyone's so afraid of what President Trump is going to cause of America. President Trump is not causing the problems at this moment in time. It is the people of America causing problems at this time. That's horrible.
People don't know how to control themselves.
Well, and let's not forget, we also saw today where colleges...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, colleges are... the students are just so sick. They're so... Oh, gosh, just traumatized over the fact that...
They're canceling classes and midterms on college campuses because... I'm trying to find it. Because students are so distraught over the election.
Right. Are you serious?
They're offering mental and emotional support for distraught students. So they don't have to report to class or take their tests if they are...
Distraught?
Yes. If they are emotionally overwhelmed by the results of the election.
Wow. That is one of the most absurd things that I have ever heard.
Still looking.
You could probably Google it. You have old faithful Google. It tells you everything. Even where you're at. Or where you're expected to be.
Where you're gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It does. I mean, that's another topic right there. That's scary in itself.
Here it is. Test canceled, pizza ordered. Sad kids at college campuses being consoled after election. Trying to find a little bit more info on it.
And I mean, and in these pictures, you visually see people lying on the ground in convulsive tears. Now, maybe I missed something somewhere along the line, but I don't understand why anyone would be that upset. Google it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why anyone would be that upset over it. I know that Trump has not been everyone's idealistic president, but then neither was Hillary Clinton. So it makes me wonder what would have happened if Hillary had won the presidential election.
Oh, here's another one. Illegal immigrants are vowing to defy President-elect Donald Trump. Well, if you're an illegal, you don't have much say.
Well, that's like the other one I saw. A 5-year-old. Now, I don't know many 5-year-olds who know much about politics, so this had to be something that she heard from a grown-up. Is crying and in tears because Donald Trump was elected president. Now, this little 5-year-old girl happened to be a Muslim.
She was bawling her eyes out.
I guess what I'm saying is that, come on, people, let's get it together. We are the United States of America. I do not see any reason in the actions of our people. It's already sad enough as it is in everyday life. We have so much crime going on. We have so much hate. We have so much racism. We have so much gay bashing. We have, every type of heinous thing that you can think of happening. Why add to this?
Not to mention about the articles about the college campuses. Excuse me. This is Yale students were so distraught they asked their professor to cancel midterm exams. At least one professor happily made his exam optional. This is Yale, an institution of higher education. Wow. I mean, I've tried to get out of exams in college myself, but this is pretty original.
Well, Cornell, they did the same thing.
University of Michigan occupied the school's library where they held a candlelight vigil
to
my
protest goodness.
Trump's victory. Professors at the University of Connecticut, University of Rochester, and Iowa State University canceled classes because they simply couldn't face the day. Wow. But perhaps the University of Washington that took the cake. Because of the feelings of fear, marginalization, and distress at this taxpayer-funded school came straight to the top. University President Anna Marie Current sent a letter out to students and faculty Wednesday afternoon in which she described herself as, quote, an immigrant Latina lesbian, end quote. She informed students of a Trump-inspired gathering of healing in the, quote, Unity Room of the school's Ethnic Cultural Center. Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Again, this is getting really out of hand. And I hope that it eventually calms down. But in that time, I hope that no one is hurt. Seriously hurt. It sounds like, this man that you're talking about was injured. But I hope there are no deaths. I hope that people wise up and they realize whatever actions you're doing is not going to change the fact that Donald Trump is the 45th President of the United States.
This is true.
So, yeah. On to different topics. I'm sure we'll be hearing more about, you'll be hearing more about this, unfortunately, probably on a later show. But, our next topic that we wanted to talk about is the fact that it's kind of a personal one. It's right here in our own home. Sauerkraut, hot dogs, and mashed potatoes.
It was a first for me. It's pretty good.
Yes, he had never had sauerkraut.
Not in that combination. I've had sauerkraut, I've had hot dogs, and I've had mashed potatoes, but not together.
Well, see, what we did was we make mashed potatoes, and then you boil your hot dogs in the sauerkraut, and then you put that on your potatoes, and it is delicious.
It was pretty good. I was impressed.
Yeah.
And not just because I made it.
But it was pretty good. He makes wonderful mashed potatoes, by the way.
My lovely wife guided me through the preparation and cooking process the entire way, too. So you deserve a lot of credit there, too.
Well, I was busy, in my defense.
Well, yes.
So, but I don't like to cook. He likes it. I do not like to cook. It's not one of my favorite things in the world to do. So,
overall, I'm always willing to try new things and come up with different recipes and whatnot. And see, she gets irritated because I follow recipes.
Yeah, and when he asks me, well, how do you make this? I'm like, you just make it. Well, how much? I don't know, about this much. And I show with my fingers because I don't use measuring cups. But I can cook.
Yes, you can. And good, too.
So, Our time is almost up. We will have a part 2. And we will see you here in a bit.